What is up, guys? Zane Kisaragi here, back again, giving you all two deck profiles, not just one, because I feel that this has been way overdue. And the last deck profile that I made was over a year ago with my Thalos deck. Both of these decks are my standard decks that I've built and I've been playing recently. I do have a premium deck, but I can do that later. I just want to do my standard ones. That and standard deck profiles, in my opinion, are the quickest ones because there's no G zone and a lot, not really a lot of things that need to be explained, just staples stuff and whatnot. So one of the decks is a very familiar deck that is a clan that I've been using for a long time, so expect that. The other one is a brand new clan that I've never used in real life, but I have used throughout multiple occasions online. So without further ado, let's take this one away. And we'll start with the blue deck. So as I've pretty much already said, this deck is the Aquaforce XL deck. It's the first deck that I built in considering the support schedule and whatnot. Um, it's an okay deck. It gets the job done. It multi attacks and all that. It's not as flashy as like Thalos or Blue Wave, but again, gets the job done. I went undefeated at my locals with it, and it was pretty fun. So, without further ado, I jump right into it. Obvious starters, obvious. So our main grade 3, as you quickly already saw, is Navel Gazer. I play 4 of him. I kind of do want to try Maelstrom, but originally I really was hesitant about Maelstrom because I thought Navel Gazer was better. Just with Navel and a restanding rear guard, you can get 4 attacks, which was amazing. Any other card was just an extra attack, honestly, so I thought that was cool. You don't have to commit as hard as you would with Maelstrom to get the same output. So that was nice. Uh 3 Stormrider Diamantes, because Diamantes is another enabler who also has the Excel Circle. If I do decide to try out Maelstrom again, I would take out Diamantes, honestly. But and for my last grade 3, I play 2 Riptide Dragons. He's just a beater. The only thing that sucks is obviously riding him because, you know, he has no Excel Circle and he doesn't gain power. So, we're fine. Grade 2s we have 4 Tidal Assault. Obviously, it's Aquaforce. You cannot play this clan without Tidal Assault. It is. I'm pretty sure it's written in the Aquaforce handbook. You cannot play this clan without Tidal Assault. Of course, you also have 4 Algos. Algos is basically the other Tidal Assault, except he can only attack first in order to restand. But if you ride him, he's pretty good too. Just restands a rear guard if he attacks any battle after the second. Well, second or more. And then lastly, I play 4 Basil. Basil is just because Counterblast 1 hits a force and hits force. That's pretty much it, really. It can actually hit Exculpate. But, I mean, when am I ever using the effect to attack Exculpate? Easily one of the best grade ones. Theo comes straight out of the child deck, gives pressure to the Vanguard, or any rear guard, any unit really, any attacker, and just fixes numbers. And then we got my personal favorite grade 1 for Penguin. I really think he should have been a draw, but countercharge isn't too bad, honestly. He's, but I do like his rest skill plus 5k. That way, your other rears can hit like Tidal or Algos if they're not on the Excel Circle. And then for the last grade 1s, we play for Influent Dagger. He can either be a giant booster or a really decent hitter. So he actually comes in handy against like the Force matchup, surprisingly. And then for triggers, I play 8 crit. I was originally playing fronts when I was first playtesting this deck, and I thought they were cool, but then I saw a lot of retire stuff come out, especially Phantom Blaster Dragon. I was just like, maybe I should go back to crits. Tried it, loved crits ever since. I don't think I'm ever going to go back to fronts or even try to mix it. I just love crits a lot. If anyone has ever seen me, they know that I love crits. Especially like 12 crit battles back in those days. 12 crit blue wave. 4 draw triggers. Standard and of course 4 heal. I do play 4 force markers, and I was playing 3 because I always felt like I only need 1 and then the second one is just the overkill. But I pulled the kill marker and I was just like, okay, I have to play 4 now. I have to play this. So, again, Aqua Force just, it's not as flashy, but it just does what it needs to do, can get the job done. Not really much else to say about it, really. I do hope that there are some new support. I do want to try out Maelstrom just to, but I don't know. I kind of like the deck where it is right now. Even though I have played Maelstrom before, but so this deck. If anyone's been following me on Twitter, which I'll leave a link down in the description below, this deck, I've used this deck before online. Never built it in real life because it was always so expensive. But I'm super happy that I actually got to build it because even in my rants about, Vanguard and whatnot, I said if I ever play premium format, I'm most likely going to build this deck because I want to play it. And sure enough, I actually went and did it. I built Shadow Paladin. So again, if you're on Twitter, this isn't much of a surprise. I've been wanting to play this in real life for a very, very, very long time. Ever since I completed Aqua Force, I was just like, I want to build a second clan, so I just built Shadows. Cost me an arm and a leg, I will say, but right now it's not complete. It's missing 1 card and technically 2, but I don't really consider the other card. You'll see what I'm talking about, but just on Friday, I got 3rd place, 4 rounds of Swiss with this deck. The other 2 decks was Aqua Force with Maelstrom. That came in 2nd, and then another Shadow Paladin deck. So, yeah, Shadows are pretty fun. I just like the advantage, the drawing, and Phantom Blaster Dragon's whole control minus board wipe. Well, not even board wipe, but just clear board ability. I just love it a lot. So, again, without further ado, let's just jump in. Moving the starter. I should really take away the deck before I do the starter. So I play 3 Phantom Blaster Dragons. Why 3? I'm not shelling out the cash to get a 4th. I will probably do that later before Shadow Paladin gets more support, but with 3, it really does feel comfortable for me. And originally this deck was supposed to be a Dictator variant, but I later on saw how good Phantom Blaster Dragon was, and I was just like, oh, okay, I'll give him a shot. So I wanted to have him at 3. Again, just -3 to retire 3 your opponent's rear guards, plus 15k and a crit. That's I don't even use it for the crit skill. I just use it for the retire 3, because a lot of decks are just between guarding high columns and then having to guard that, and then having to replace those rear guards unless you're a Paladin clan. Not as easy as it sounds. So as I said, as I made note of before, this was a Dictator variant of the deck. So I am playing for Dark Dictator. The 4th one is simply because I don't have the 4th Phantom Blaster Dragon. But most of the time I do want to ride Dark Dictator first, unless I'm up against a clan that just really needs their board wiped immediately. XL clans, you already know who you are. Um, the fact that he can hit up to 23k by himself with no booster as long as you have a full field. You could just give your force markers to other things, and then when you ride Phantom Blaster Dragon, just give force marker to the Vanguard circle so that he can actually hit a number without having to use damn charging lance. So that's pretty good. Like an infinitely better Alfred, because you don't need Blaster Blade. One bad card. I was playing two, but my friend talked me down to playing one. It's been okay. I do kind of miss it. So, there is that. But I do think every Shadow Paladin deck should at least have him. He's super free, especially with Phantom Blaster Dragon. So, free advantage, free calling, all that good stuff. You don't really use the soul for anything else, and you Soul Blast Grade 3s for Phantom Blaster Dragon skill. Oh, and Sharon, but, I mean. For Blaster Dark, pretty much the quote-unquote avatar of the deck. Turn driving on grade 2 is pretty good. Even though people like to outplay it and then, not having to ride Blaster Dark is... Ugh. For Maka, I keep getting their names confused. Maka, again, calling a grade 1 to draw another card plus 5k to herself on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle. Good investment. And then lastly, 3 Cathbat. I've been thinking about going to a 4th grade 2. I'm not sure if 12 grade 2. I'm not sure if I'm going to play a 4th Cathbat or even try like a 10k vanilla, but I kind of like this. This is pretty good. He just really wants to work with Phantom Blaster Dragon or against any clan that just doesn't care about their field at all. That way you're just hitting your opponent for 22 by himself or even 15 if you have a full board, and then if he has an force marker on himself, that's like even more numbers. So on to the grade 1s. We have for Sharon. Sharon is probably the best call target you could ever, if you activate any skill between Dark Dictator or Maka, you always want to call Sharon. That's pretty much it. And then for Blaster Javelin, I mean, you resolve his skill whenever you can, because just getting a free card is cool. And then I play 3 Nemain. Yes, 3. And I got 3rd place with 3. I don't have my 4th right now. Well, my 4th is coming in right now, but she is very handy, especially when you are playing Phantom Blaster Dragon. Just getting like free rear guards is super good. I heard that was a good thing. And I play 3 Nightmare Painter, though 1 is turning into Nemain. 1 I want to add the other 5k grade 1 promo Shadow Paladin card. I think it's Fierce Sword Dragon. I think that's the name. But she's pretty cool. When I was playing 2 Babkar, she helped out a lot just by fueling the soul. Kinda is unfortunate that she doesn't add grade 3s into the soul. That way you could just constantly spam Phantom Blaster Dragon. But, I mean, that would be broken, so I heard. And on to the triggers. It hurts me as a crit person to have to say that I am playing 7 crits in this deck, because my 8th crit just became a draw trigger, simply for me to be able to use Nemain skill to make this another Nemain target. But other than that, cool beans. Not the end of the world. I'm willing to sacrifice a crit for that, especially since Phantom Blaster Dragon gives himself a crit anyway. And lastly, of course, 4 heal. So, and for markers, I mean, I only play 5. I've only ever had to use 4. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning into this video. I know it's been so long since I had done a deck profile. Like again, last one was like a year ago with Dallas, but uh, these decks are pretty much gonna stay the same. Well, outside of Neme getting bumped to 4, I do like Shadows, but Aqua's is pretty much like autopilot into me, so I know what to do. Which I mean, Aqua's helped me get this map, so. And of course, you know, Shadows is getting more support, but Aqua's we won't probably be seeing any support anytime until like the second half of the year. So, guess it's Shadows for now, and Aqua's Aqua's will probably be doing something in premium for me anyway. But I can show you guys that deck profile on a different day. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, all that stuff, and especially please follow me on Twitter because that's where I do all my. That's where I'm mostly active. Twitter or Tumblr, or even on Discord, but mostly Twitter. So catch you guys later.